Good afternoon, everybody from EPCOT. We're here for all of the holiday offerings. I can't wait to see it. Last year there was a ton of really good food. I think they've changed that a little bit this year. Let's go find out. Oh no, Stitch has gotten into the lights and he's making a mess. Last year at EPCOT for the holidays, the food portions were gigantic. And this year I think they've brought them down to a size a little bit more equivalent to the Flower and Garden Festival or the International Food and Wine Festival. So they're not as big as they were last year. I remember getting a turkey dish in America last year and it was like a pound of food. This year I think that's a lot smaller. Just on the other side of Spaceship Earth, just past the Siemens Lounge here, there's a giant Mickey in the ground here with lots of sparkling lights in it. The Fountain View stage is all dressed up for Christmas, and Joyful will be performing here, but unfortunately we missed it. We missed the very last one, which was at 4:25. Oh, look at that sunset. There's a walk-in photo op here with Ice Skating Goofy and Donald just getting ready to step onto the ice. He's still got his ice skates around his neck. Look at this snowman photo op with Spaceship Earth in the background. Here's Epcot's Christmas tree, and one of the things that I like about it is that it says Merry Christmas in all kinds of different languages, and then it also has a bunch of different flags for different countries all over it. Here's the Epcot Festival of the Holidays shirt with Chippendale on it, and it is $30. This one's a V-neck, and then for $35 you got a long sleeve version with Chippendale on one side of the back. They also have these Epcot Festival of the Holidays tumblers with Chippendale on them. These are nice. For $20. For $27, they've got this ornament. The cast member here pointed out to me that this one still says Epcot Holidays Around the World, so this will be the last time that you'll see this ornament, as well as this throw down here for $40. For Chippendale's Christmas tree spree, you go around the park and try to find Chippendale on a map, and if you get it all right, you can win one of these 3 prizes. Oh, here's a little bit better view of them. So that game is very similar to the Remy game that they do during the Food and Wine Festival, but you have to go around and try to find Chippendales, and that costs $6.99 to play. We'll see if we can point out some Chippendales. They also have these food booths here. This one is Holiday Sweets and Treats. Let's see what they have. Frozen s'mores and hot chocolate. Perfect. You can also get a hot dog here. Heading into the Feast of the Three Kings area. Let's see what they have in here. Well, they kind of go over what you do to prepare for the visit from the Three Kings. I kind of like this. It's kind of like having 3 Santas. Are these poinsettias too? They're very beautiful. I like this color a lot. The Feast of Three Kings, here's the food that they have to offer. I'm kind of interested in this Three Kings bread. Haven't had any dinner yet, but who says we can't start with dessert? Now, I did absolutely zero research into what Three Kings bread is. I just know that it looks like a dessert, and it looks really good. All right, after tasting it, the best way that I can describe this is a really dry croissant with sugar all over it and an icing that has a little bit of a fruit flavor to it. Maybe like orange? Well, I can tell you guys this, if you're gonna get the Three Kings bread, make sure you get something to drink because it was very, very dry. Here's a quick look at the menu from the Yukon Holiday Kitchen. I do find it pretty interesting that they have an ice wine flight. I decided to grab a traditional Canadian meat pie. Kind of interested to see what the inside looks like. Oh, looks pretty good. And they have this homemade ketchup right here. Now that I liked. It was almost like eating a very small hamburger, all wrapped in like phyllo dough. Not phyllo dough. This has a puff pastry. It was good. The ketchup was just a little bit too sweet for my taste though. Just arriving into the UK, and these decorations are really nice. I do really enjoy the decorations here in the UK. I think it's probably because they're the most traditional looking ones, the ones that I'm used to as far as holiday decorations go. Just coming across the bridge into France and they've got their decorations up and everything looks like candy. All of the light posts are covered with candy. So here's what the France Pavilion's pop-up booth has to offer. I'm interested to see what this Yule log looks like. I wonder if they have a picture of it somewhere. As it turns out, they do not have a picture of it anywhere. We're just past France and we can look across and see the tree all lit up. By the time we make it around, it'll be real pretty. The one thing that I'll never understand about World Showcase is that every time we get to Morocco, no matter how uncrowded the rest of the park is, this area is always super packed. This menu seems very reminiscent of Food and Wine. Hey! And here's the menu for the Japan holiday booth. It seems like the first showing of Candlelight Processional just let out, and now there's a lot of people heading towards me. And the next group has already started lining up for Candlelight Processional. Oh, there's another Christmas tree back here by the America Pavilion. And of course, one of the most popular things to do here at Epcot is to meet Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus here in the America Pavilion. Here at the American holiday table was my favorite dish last year, and it was the turkey because it was gigantic. So I'm gonna get it again this year and see how it compares. Judging by the picture, it looks like it's not gonna be as big. Oh, but they do have some other things. This chocolate pecan tart looks really good. They have a lot of drinks. It's getting darker, so I'm gonna have to use a light now to show off the food, but this is pretty darn disappointing compared to last year. It is way, way smaller. I'm sure it's just as tasty, but last year was gigantic. Well, that really is very disappointing because last year I was so excited about them being gigantic portions. I was waiting for this year to happen so that I could come back and get another giant portion of turkey, and they dropped the size of them. So, dang. You can see people have already started to sit down for the next candlelight processional. And I just checked, tonight's narrator is Anna Gasteyer from Saturday Night Live. Over near Italy is the Tuscany booth, and I feel like a trend for all these booths for this festival is they have a lot more drinks than, say, Food and Wine or Flower and Garden. Ooh, I feel all artsy with the tree and Spaceship Earth and the Mickey topiary Santa hat. Here at the Bavaria Holiday Kitchen, I do think that there is a trend of them not having lighted signs, which is very strange to me. But I haven't seen very many of the signs that have lights on them. I feel like Epcot is two different parks, one that happens during the day and one that happens at night, especially for this holiday event, because I know that during the day they have all of the different traditions from around the world in each of the World Showcase locations. I haven't seen a single one of those tonight. It's just been a lot of people eating and drinking and waiting for the fireworks. The fireworks aren't for another 3 hours. Also, looking out into the crowd, it feels like a much more adult crowd here right now. Here at the Shanghai Holiday Kitchen, I think this may be the shortest menu that we've seen all night. It's kind of interesting because this does feel like the beginning of Food and Wine or a Flower and Garden where they barely had any dishes. Just heading into Norway and they've got a bunch of these snowflake shaped topiaries. I like the way they sparkle. I feel like this shape of snowflake has been used so many times with the Frozen franchise that I kind of associate it with it now. I don't know if this is a specific snowflake that they thought up for Frozen, but every time I think of Frozen. Looks like they've rethemed the area where Donald normally meets over by Mexico to Coco. And here it is, the new Margarita Stand is officially open. It looks really nice. Oh, they're making noise. This lighting and the texture on the menu certainly makes it hard to read. Here it is, I got the empanadas. It feels very much like one of the Food and Wine Festival dishes. They cost me $9.75. Here's a look inside the empanadas. They're good. They're actually very tasty. They got a little bit of spice to them, and the crispiness is just right. I am gonna have to find out what kind of corn this is, because this is probably the best corn I've ever had. There's like a lime flavor to it with a little bit of sweetness, but it also has this cheese in it. I gotta look and see what this is. So I looked at the menu, and it comes with a side of corn esquites. I don't know what that is, but it is delicious. Here's the last booth around World Showcase, just past the Mexico Pavilion. And the last part of the festival that we're going to visit is the Festive Center here inside the Odyssey restaurant. I am all about a place called the Cookie Nook. They have a lot of stuff. Here in the Festive Center, we're watching a Pluto cartoon. Oh no, Pluto's drowning. This isn't good. And I got the double chocolate peppermint cookie. Look at the little tiny candy canes on it. They're showing real old school Mickey Mouse cartoons. Heck yeah, check out old school Goofy. Getting ready to do some ice fishing. Oh, there's a festive photo location back here. Looks like they're making some little felt ornaments here. Well, there it is. We've made it all the way back around to the Christmas tree at the start of World Showcase, and it definitely does pop at night. Yeah, it looks really nice. After that delicious cookie, now I'm setting up my 2-hour wait for Illuminations with a special holiday tag at the end. I totally just realized we didn't ever see any of the Chippendales. I never found any of them. I think it might be easier during the day because it's not very well lit around here at night. Just looking off into the distance and we can see Jingle Bells, Jingle Bam going off over there. Just as a little side note, fireworks aren't until 9:30 and the booths have closed now at 8. Sometime later. We've got about 15 more minutes and then Illuminations is gonna start with a special holiday tag on the end of it. one last look at the Christmas tree before we head out. This is quite the view on the way out. Just missed it. It said Season's Greetings. And now it's going through all the different languages on Spaceship Earth. Here's the issue. You would think this would make a good photograph, but you can tell by the frame rate on the camera versus the frame rate on the lasers, it never really works out. So I was thinking that a better way for them to advertise the holiday tag on the end of Illuminations was to just explain that they basically blow up a whole lot of fireworks, because it is a massive explosion at the end of that. So there you have it. That's been the Festival of the Holidays here at EPCOT. I had a lot of fun today. A lot of good food. The fireworks were amazing. I was very disappointed with the fact that the portions got smaller, and it seems like, although last year there wasn't a huge variety of food, it seems like they've gone down in variety of food, but just added more drinks, which I feel like maybe that's a thing that people would like. I was looking for more of the food, so I was a little bit disappointed. Still had fun. We'll have to come back during the day so that we can see some of the traditions around the world for the holidays, because they showcase it at each pavilion. So with that being said, we are off, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.